Hey, what's up guys? Welcome to another awesome episode of Planetary Reviews, and I am here. I finally just got back from the movie theater, and I just got back from watching John Wick 2. I initially went into this movie not thinking that it was going to be bad, but just thinking that it was not going to be as good. Maybe the story wasn't going to be as well done as the first one, because I felt like the first movie was a very cohesive movie, and it could have just been a standalone movie. So when I first heard there was a sequel coming out, I was a little skeptical, but I was also excited. And man, oh man, was I right to be excited. I will first start with the story of this movie. The story of this movie is John Wick is basically dealing with the consequences of everything he did in the very first movie, which is what I loved about it. It connected to the first movie, and it made sense making this sequel. Now that I look at the story that they thought of for the second one, which is very good. It felt like a natural progression. Everything that he did in the first movie, not going to spoil the first movie, but I'm also not going to spoil this movie, but everything he did in the first movie has a comeback in this movie. It basically sits there and tells you, hey, you're not just going to walk away from everything you did to us, to our organization, the first time around. We're going to come get you, and we're going to make sure you pay. And man, oh man, this movie just from the beginning starts with a bang, which is something that I was very happy about. Because with the first one, it started off a little slow. Granted, I understood why, because you had to understand the character, understand where he was coming from, understand why John Wick was who he was. So I understood that. But with this movie, boom, it just went straight into it. Action. People getting shot, people getting hit by cars. It was right there. It was so adrenaline pumping. You felt how awesome this was. And then after that awesome opening, we had a nice stop, and it gave us some nice narrative, and it all made sense. And this movie had a great way of bringing back John Wick in an amazing way. I loved the action in this movie. I was scared that they were going to maybe not be able to top the action that they did in the first one, but they did just as good as what they did in the first one, if not better in some cases. The action was very easy to tell what was going on. The action was bloody as hell, and every time, I was even watching this movie in IMAX, which is why I have to commend the audio quality of this movie. I was not watching it in IMAX. It was, when they shot their pistols, you felt it. When they shot a shotgun, you felt the impact, and it was amazing. And the acting in this movie was top-notch. And seeing Lawrence Fishburne come back in this movie was really awesome. Just seeing Keanu Reeves and Lawrence just connecting again. It was just really cool. So, obviously you saw that in the trailer, so I'm not giving anything away. But seeing them together was awesome. I was smiling. This movie was also still funny at a good amount of points, which is great because the first one had a lot of really funny aspects as well, which is something I did not expect. But this movie had me laughing. This movie had me kind of just being like, oh man, that's gotta hurt. Because the action was so well done. The set pieces were great. The cinematography was fantastic. The angles they chose to film this movie at, with the great lighting. Holy crap. This movie, and the pacing was fantastic. The pacing was a nice adrenaline rush in the beginning, give us some narrative, then right when you think it's becoming a little bit, oh man, I want something to happen, boom, action, boom, action. The only complaint I had a little bit with this movie was that at some point when he was getting hurt, my suspension of disbelief went away, because I was like, at that point, he'd be pretty much, if not dead, KO'd for a little bit. There were a couple points in this movie where he got hit by a car, and at some point I was just like, this man kind of feels like a superhero at this point, like with superpowers, even though he's not. But I was able to get over that, but that was my only minor gripe with this movie, was that it didn't feel as, it didn't feel like John Wick was as human as he was in the first movie. Not that he wasn't, like, able to get hurt in this movie, because he got bloody, he got hurt like in the first one, but just seeing those two moments where he got hit by a car, I was like, I don't think you're going to be walking for a while after that. But that was just me. And also, I got to say, the soundtrack to this movie was great. It fit every single action scene. All the music fit. It really made you feel like you were in the fight, with the combination of the audio quality, the excellent choreography in this movie, and the excellent performances. And the way this movie ended was fantastic. It was a great ending, and it made me go, yeah, I'm ready for more. I am ready for more. I have a feeling this this series of movies, John Wick, is going to end up turning into a trilogy. At least I hope it stops at a trilogy with the way this movie ended. I don't want it to become like a huge franchise. I would like it just to be John Wick Chapter 2, John Wick Chapter 3, done. Because this movie has a great story to tell, and it shocked me. This movie was just as good as the first one, and I love John Wick 1. This movie was a great action flick. If you were skeptical about it, please guys, go out there, watch John Wick Chapter 2, because at the end of the day, John Wick Chapter 2 gets an A+ from me. Guys, this movie was excellent, just like the first one. I really hope you guys go out and see it, and please let me know what you guys thought. This movie blew me out of the water. I loved it, guys. But don't worry, guys, I'll be getting started on my For Honor review once I'm able to pick up that game. Then after that, I'll be doing Horizon Zero Dawn. So there are going to be some good game reviews coming out. As for movies, I will figure that out. I try to fit it all in. I know for the ones that are coming out that are new, we got Logan on March 3rd. I'm really excited about that. Power Rangers next month as well. I might be able to fit in Ghost in the Shell. Who knows? And I'm also, like I said, going to try and do an MCU series and get those movies out the way so you guys know how I feel about that. And try and get all the Spider-Man movies. There's a lot on my plate here I'm trying to fit in, but definitely for sure the next videos are going to be For Honor and Horizon Zero Dawn and some more movies coming out next month. But anyway, as always guys, thank you so much for watching. Go out and watch John Wick 2 and have a great day, guys.